5. Thank you. Even if you want to shut some of the TVs off to the streaming?
Only that one is streaming.
Okay. Oh, that's good. So then we're not using much Wi-Fi. Okay, great.
Something else on it, you want that on it. I don't know what that is, but
You're up.
Okay. Hello, everybody. So happy to be here with Shane and all the great spare change people. Thanks very much for tuning in today. I think everybody knows I'm Robert Zone from Value Electronics, and we're here in Scarsdale, New York. And today we're going to be talking about the 3 latest new entries of the flagship TVs from Sony's Master Series Z9J 8K television to their X95J, their flagship 4K HDR LCD backlit LED. And we'll also discuss LG's new mini LED in the 8K version, the QNED 99. So those are the 3 new TVs. I'm sorry to disappoint everybody that we do not have Hisense dual cell. They're delayed a few more days, and we'll have them the early part of this coming next week. And we have the full allocation coming into our company. I also bought all of the next allocation, so we'll have more available towards the end of September on top of this first shot that we're getting. And then you'll see them in other retailers starting with October. So, but we gobbled them all up here. Let's see, I guess we'll start with the TV right behind me, which is Sony's flagship 4K HDR TV in LCD LED. It's a full array local dim TV. It's the new X95J. Comes in a 65-inch for $19.99, a 75-inch for $29.99, and the very nice 85-inch for $44.99. Those are the MSRP prices. This TV is a high-performance television with their new highly acclaimed XR processor that's getting rave reviews by every professional reviewer. It is the same processor that they put in their Master Series Sony OLED, the A90J, as well as in the Z9J. So this has the very new XR processor. It's a new, brighter panel. We haven't measured the peak lumens, but we will be doing that. We'll be measuring the local dimming zones. It has a lot of LEDs. It has a very high peak lumens. It has a much better deep, rich black and color saturation than previous years. So they've enhanced the peak luminance, the minimum luminance, the color accuracy, and the color saturation are greatly improved. The processor has improved the up conversion of low resolution content like cable is cleaner. You'll see better motion resolution, and you'll see more general detail in the image. So that's all thanks to the new XR processor. I love the new screen. I love the bigger screen sizes, and I'm loving the picture quality of this TV. That's a very, very brief overview. We'll have a more in-depth review. We have DeWayne D-Nice here, who will be calibrating this TV and taking all the critical measurements, which we'll give to Shane as spare change. So he'll be posting them on this video in the comments. We'll have all the elements of picture quality measured and posted here. So check back frequently for more information. I'll also be in the chat room and answering questions, as well as comments that come up later on from everybody. So stay tuned and keep checking back for more information. To my left and your right is the 75-inch LG QNED 99. This is a new 8K mini LED, so it has tens of thousands of little small LEDs with thousands of local dimming zones. This TV has a very high peak lumens, again, very good deep blacks. It has all 4 HDMI inputs are the full HDMI 2.1, out of the box ready with variable refresh rate, automatic low latency load, Higgy, everything a gamer would dream for. All 4 inputs are the full HDMI 2.1. This is a gamer's dream TV, and we're loving this television for premium video as well as serious gaming. We'll be measuring, we can't count the amount of dimming zones, there's too many, but we'll be measuring peak and minimum luminance. Color fidelity will be measured. We'll be posting all of that information as well. This comes in a 75-inch, 65-inch, and 86-inch, which we also have on display. Its list price is about $1,000 to $1,500 less than the other leading mini LED brand in the same screen sizes. So you're getting an exceptional performance at a value price from LG on the QNED 99. Moving along rather quickly, but here is Sony's flagship 8K television for 2021. I think we're one of the only dealers in America that have them. This is the 75-inch Z9J, also available in an 85-inch version as well. This TV is world-class. You really see the advantages of 8K from sitting back at a normal viewing distance. People tell me they don't see that difference. I see the difference clearly. So I'm sure if you spend some time with it and you put it next to a 4K TV with the same content playing, you would agree that you can see the difference in the detail and the dynamic look of this television. This television is fun to watch. The pedestal stand feet that come with it come in 3 different possible positions. Right now it's in the widest position, which makes the television at one with the tabletop. You can raise it 3.5 inches, so it can accommodate a sound bar or a center channel speaker. You can also move the feet in closer, so if you have a smaller countertop, you can accommodate a larger TV without buying a new cabinet. This is gorgeous entertainment. So if the budget permits, this is world class and very fun entertainment. And now that people are staying home more these days, it's nice to upgrade the entertainment in your house. Let's see if there's any questions that Shane has or if there's any comments. I did a very quick overview. We can spend a lot more time on these beautiful panels. But Shane, do you have any questions yourself or any comments from any of the viewers that are watching?
Let's see, we've got, there's something here earlier. How is the DSE on the X95J?
That's a great question. So also known DSE as dirty screen effect. That's when you can see defects as the camera pans on bright objects. I have not seen DSE, but we've only opened 2 of these so far. So I think we need a larger sampling before we can make a general statement. But the 2 samples that we saw so far had minimal to no DSE. So these are very clean panels. And we need to get more experience with more of them, but the first 2 that we've opened and critically evaluated are very clean, with little to no DSE that's visible.
Shout out to FOMO for the $5 super chat. Thanks for sharing cost.
These new LCD LED TVs have much deeper, richer blacks and far better color saturation than we've ever seen in previous generations of LCD. So they've really enhanced the peak lumens, the minimum lumens, the dynamic tonal range. And when you have a larger dynamic tonal range, you not only have a brighter image that'll stand up to high ambient lights like our store right now, but you also have more detail in the image, because the bigger dynamic tonal range gives you more gradation, steps of gradation. And that gives you a perceived sharper look and more dimensional. It almost looks naturally 3D.
What, how's blooming on the mini, the LG?
Blooming is minimal, but there is blooming. So all LCD LEDs, even on mini LED, will have some blooming. All 3 of these TVs exhibit a small amount of haloing and blooming. That happens on bright objects that are on dark backgrounds. It happens in the CinemaScope cropping bars, if you're watching CinemaScope content, where a bright object will come close to the black bars, but it's very minimal compared to previous, again, years and lower cost LCDs with less local dimming zones. It's not just the amount of local dimming zones. Mini LEDs help with that, with more local dimming zones. It's also about the backlight control. How good is the processing control of the backlight? So it's not just the number of local dimming zones. Please don't be fooled by that number alone. The control of the backlight is equally, if not more important.
Is there a number of dimming zones on the LG?
I can only give you my best educated guess that it's approximately 2,000 to 3,000, but I will do my very best to count those local dimming zones. It's much more difficult to count the mini LED dimming zones. We've become expert at the backlit LEDs. But I will come up with a better number on that.
Operator, this is the LG in comparison to the Sony.
Say that again?
Operator is the LG in comparison to the Sony 8K.
Sony is significantly brighter. I didn't measure it yet. I'm going to guess again the Z9J to be about 3,000 in the vivid mode with a 10% window, and again I'm going to guess this to be 2,000 to 2,400, 10% window, vivid mode. So that's the peak lumens capability. But we're going to accurately measure these. So I'm giving you my educated guess. And we'll be publishing them in the comments here in the next day or two.
Can you flip through the menus and show the folks?
Yeah, let's do that.
The 8K is?
Yeah.
The Z9J?
Let's see, what do they do with my remote? Okay. Once we get a remote, we'll be doing that. Hey, Wendy, can you bring me a remote for a Sony?
Sure.
Thank you. So while we're pausing, we'll do a plug of a commercial.
You want to talk about the TV shootout then?
Yeah, thank you. Let's do that. We are going ahead with our TV shootout this year. It'll be Sunday, September 12th, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. It'll be in New York City at a gorgeous luxury building that's called The Company. It's at 335 Madison Avenue, which is on the corner of 43rd Street and Madison Avenue, across the street from Grand Central Station. It'll be streamed live right here on Shane's channel. That'll be the official streaming channel live. It'll be monitored by him, so there'll be questions and answers. Some of that Q&A will be posted will be read out loud to our panel of experts and our presenters. This year we have the very world-famous Stacy Spears, who you may know of from developing Spears and Munsell. He is also the top technology expert over at Red. Red makes the cameras for Hollywood to shoot movies with. And he will be our keynote moderator and master of ceremonies. We have a great lineup of special presenters. This will be a very technical event, and we have the best TVs all lined up next to each other. There'll be a press release that I'll be publishing tomorrow with much more details about the TV shootout. But we are going ahead. We've taken every safety precaution for COVID and all the variances this year, and I'll discuss that with more detail in the press release and later as well. Let's move on with the TVs now. So we were going to go through some of the menu settings. Let's see what I can do here with that.
What processor is in here?
This is the new processor, the XR processor, and I guess I got to get into a different menu. Sorry about that. This XR processor is a little bit different than the standard XR processor. It has more memory, and some of that memory is dedicated just to up conversion of 8K. So this is a native 8K TV, and it does have, I got handed a different remote than what I normally get. So this is not the remote that comes with the television. This comes with the Master Series remote. That is the all-metal construction backlit remote. I'm not using that remote. Someone handed me a different remote. Someone also changed our mode here. We were in the custom mode, which is our best picture mode out of the box.
Which, how many 2.1 ports are on here, inputs?
This has two 2.1 ports. They're the full 48 gigabits 2.1 input modes. And it also has eARC as well. So there's our picture mode. Here's some of our picture settings. So there's our custom mode. This is where you can turn on and off the ambient light sensor. The ambient light sensor also adjusts not just for the amount of ambient light in the room, but the color temperature of the room as well. This is our brightness, where you can turn brightness higher, contrast higher, adjust your gamma. This is where you can adjust your black levels. Actually, this would work better if we had this set to high. It'll give us better blacks. This is if you want to boost your contrast. Video enthusiasts turn these things off. This is our local dimming, which will also be more aggressive on high. This is if you want to boost your peak lumens. You can boost peak lumens without disturbing your color fidelity. This is all your color settings, a lot of adjustments here. You're best off not adjusting them unless you have proper equipment and training.
Let's see if is there any content we can stream on YouTube? I think there is.
Whoops. This is your motion flow settings. If you leave this on auto, HDR content has a metadata flag to automatically turn on the HDR mode for decoding high dynamic range. It'll automatically adjust your color space, Rec 2020, which is really BT 2020, standing for British Telecommunications. You have adjustments for 709, DCI. If you're watching a Dolby, which would be more for photography. If you set it to auto, it'll automatically adjust as it's needed. That's pretty much the picture settings.
Is there any 8K demos we can put on there? Let me see.
Yeah, thanks, you bet. That's not the proper remote for the TV, so we're struggling a little bit with our remote here. I think we're calibrating in the back some of the Sony TVs, so DeWayne took the remote with him that belongs to this TV.
Okay, so then
This is different. This is new.
Yeah,
New home screen.
yes it is. So this is the new operating system for this year, which is a Google operating system, which is a really nice, zippy, fast, and very user-friendly with a lot of great choices.
you did it already.
Let's see. Best 8K.
Yeah.
Is this really 8K? Which TV is this?
Yes, yes. But that's
Which
not
TV
for
is
yet,
this?
'cause I don't have
This one?
it yet.
Is this Brian? Is it
Yeah,
picture status?
yeah, that's good. So all his stuff is not copy protected. So that's good, that's good. If you want to skip to his, if you want to pick his, you could watch a lot of different content that's not copyright protected.
Let's see what we got here. 8K channel.
That's the most important thing, you know.
That's not 8K.
You know, you'd have to talk to your local depot to know
That's
what
not
time
2160.
they're going to be here, to be there. Because that I
4K stuff?
Yeah, so I have no idea about that. Yes, but
So that's not copy protected. The next one's not copy protected either, and it's got some very pretty content.
These are all 4K though.
Yeah.
But there was a 8K down there somewhere.
You can see the new processor and the new operating system works very nicely. Also, one more thing about this screen, this is the first year we're seeing them put on a matte finish on the screen. So this store is very bright and very reflective, but the matte screen is doing a really nice job in high ambient light of not showing glare and reflections. They've done a good job with this new matte screen on the TV. It gives it a much more natural, organic, real-to-life look to it, without over-sharpening it that sometimes a glossy screen will do.
So I guess there's no 8K in the app, from what they're saying. That's clever. But still pretty sharp, very sharp.
Yeah.
That's a good sharp. Let's give it the anti-reflective test.
Good. That's a good idea.
It's too late here. No. So yeah, it kind of diffuses a little bit pretty good.
Well, that's a good torture test right there.
I mean, that's very sharp. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
Those pixels. Can't even see them. Let's give it the,
It's got exceptionally good color saturation and color accuracy. And this is out of the box. We did not calibrate these TVs.
hey,
There you go.
Any trailers?
We participate in all of Sony's promotions, which include 2 years interest-free financing. So if you want to spread this out over 2 years with no interest, that's no problem on any Sony product. We're authorized to sell and deliver nationwide. Sony fulfills for us from their distribution warehouses across the country, so TVs don't travel far no matter where you live, and get to you quickly.
I'm gonna get it covered right straight. A little closer. See, we can't see how dark it gets because of the light.
Yeah, I know.
the best. Just want to see how good the black levels were in though.
Yeah.
Definitely has a matte. You can see how the matte kind of affects it a little bit. I feel.
It does a little bit, yes.
It's a little,
It does.
little grayish.
So there's always a trade-off on that. There's no plastic on there, but there's always a trade-off when there's always benefits and downsides to anything you do. The matte finish helps in a lot of ways to give it a natural film look to it and to eliminate a lot of the glare and reflection, but also when you have a glossy surface, it'll actually enhance the black level. So you'll see that OLED, Q90A, LG OLEDs, all the OLEDs have a glossy finish on them to enhance the deep, rich blacks. These blacks would be better as well if they put on a glossy surface. But you would have the disadvantage of taking away that natural, organic, real-to-life look, and you would have more glare and reflection.
Let's look at the X95.
Okay, very good.
This is probably popular to you too, huh? How much
Yeah.
is this one?
This is the 75-inch at $29.99 at list price, $19.99 for the 65-inch, and $44.99 for the 85-inch. So this one has a glossier surface and is not in the direct sunlight that the Z9J was in. So in some ways, this is going to look more dynamic because of the environment that it's in. It's in a darker area of the store, and it has a glossier surface. It's sort of a semi-gloss.
Let's go with the LG one because they don't ding you for copyright.
Yeah.
LG. LG black.
Yeah, I do. Wendy, can you come out, please? Go ahead, you bet.
So, my mom called, I think about a few weeks ago about like a small, it was 27-inch TV.
This is
And I think someone said they were getting it for her. She's gonna be interested. Because I don't know if we can see it at all. I think it was like, also
just as good as the AK.
Yeah, in some ways it is. You know, again, we're viewing in a lower ambient light area. That one has direct sunlight right on the TV, and this has a glossier finish on it. And we're looking at another high-end, world-class TV here. Same video processor, the new XR, cognitive intelligent processor. I'm on this video, so I can't come right, but I think we did the 32-inch
Oh,
Q.
32-inch,
Yeah, Q and 50. Q50, the new one. Yeah, they bought a nice TV.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the A series.
This got how many 2.1 ports on this one?
2 HDMI 2.1s on this TV. One has eARC, and they're full HDMI 2.1. So these are 48 gigabits per second ports. No VRR or automatic low latency mode, unless you have a PS5 connected. And then, of course, we don't use those names because they're owned by someone else, but you'll have the benefit of automatically switching into the game mode if you plug a PS5 into it, so it'll give you the best input lag, and switching back out to the last mode you left it in when you stop gaming. So if you pair it up with a PS5, you're ready to go. In December of this year, we're expecting a HDMI 2.1 update that'll give us variable refresh rate and automatic low latency mode for any gaming, PC gaming, Xbox Series X.
What's better for gaming, the X95J or 880J?
What's better for gaming?
Yep.
X95J or which one?
880.
They're really very much the same. I have not measured the input lag time, but otherwise they're very comparable to each other. And I would say the difference that you would want to pick there is if you're concerned at all, and it's very hard to burn in an OLED these days. They've built in a lot of technologies to prevent burn-in. So it's starting with 2018 going forward, Sony and LG Display have integrated lots of different technologies which have been improved, enhanced, and added on every year since 2018. The older OLEDs did burn in easier. But if you are concerned about burn-in, you would buy the X95J. You can't hurt that TV. That would be the only thing I would say. They're very similar for gaming, though. The gamer's dream TV is an LG OLED or the QNED, especially the QNED 99.
Let's take a look at this guy. So this guy sucker's a little bright too, huh?
Yeah, very nice peak lumens. This is a mini LED. This is the QNED 99 8K. Very worthy television.
What's the blooming like on that?
Blooming is here, but minimal again, because it's mini LED and they have pretty good backlight control. So if you don't want blooming, you're going to buy an OLED TV if you're very sensitive to blooming. But these have minimal blooming, so they've greatly enhanced and improved the blooming problem to be very, very minimal.
Got the remote for that one?
Pardon me?
Got the remote?
Let's see. Let's get the remote. Are you using the LG remote?
No.
So it's somewhere out here, right? Do you have it? Okay, very good. All right. Here's the service remote for LG. Very easy to use.
Is this 8K demo?
Yeah. And this will beautifully display native 8K from YouTube. It has all the decoders built into the TV for everything that's here today and in the future.
Dangerous creatures.
This is LG's 8K demo that's designed for OLED because it exploits all the benefits of the pure black that you can get only on an OLED. But I must say, this TV does very good with blacks and color saturation, so it's a good demo as well for LG's 8K mini LED. So we're looking at native 8K content, and we're a little off axis, so you have a little bit of the blooming. If you were straight on, you don't see the blooming nearly as much when you're straight on. Blooming happens more off axis than it does if you're viewing straight on. And we are off axis, so we are seeing a little bit of the blooming. So if you sit directly in front of your TV, blooming is much less of an issue than if you're sitting off to the side.
Yeah, this thing's nice. What's remote are we in? What's this remote? List. My apps.
There you go. Good.
Oops, wrong one. Wrong button. Quick button. We are in vivid mode.
Right, okay.
This is torch mode.
Yeah, that's the torch mode. And that's going to give you the worst blooming.
Cinema.
That Cinema Home should be good. Cinema is a little bit dim for low ambient light. Cinema Home is a little bit brighter. This has a game optimizer mode and the filmmaker mode.
Filmmaker.
Yeah.
Filmmaker, is it?
That's also for low ambient light, but it looks pretty.
Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah.
No, it's not bad. I mean, I see a little bit there.
Yeah.
A little bit around the edges.
Yep. But it's minimal. The camera's a little off angle, so you're going to have more blooming because of that. So there's that glow
Yeah.
that you have.
Yeah.
But again, if we put the camera straight on, which we can't get to that because of all this equipment here, you would see much less of the blooming artifacts.
How much is this guy?
Let's see. This one is, rather than guess, I'm going to look it up. So as I said earlier, LG's mini LED 8K TVs are $1,000 to $1,500 less than another leading brand. The list prices on the QNED 99 8K mini LED from LG is $34.97 in a 65-inch, $47.97 in a 75-inch, which is the screen size we're looking at, and in the 86-inch, it is $64.97. 86-inch, $64.97, 8K. All sizes are in stock for immediate delivery. All of the TVs that we're reviewing today are in stock, so everything is shipping now. And thankfully, because of LG and Sony loving us and our good relations with them, we get the very first allocations on these. So these are available and shipping immediately.
But, see if DeWayne has any words of wisdom.
Say again?
See if DeWayne, you got any words of wisdom over here?
Word of wisdom?
Yeah.
We got DeWayne Davis with us here today, but we locked him up in the calibration lab because he's got way too much work to do. One of the things that we offer is a full quality control and a very top professional calibration, optionally, so you don't have to do that. But DeWayne, somebody let you out?
Yes, just for a few moments. I'm excited to play with these new AKs.
And
Please come.
And then Mike.
Oh, I got to give you the mic. Here you go. You're on camera now. And Mike.
Yeah, I'm excited to play with these new 8Ks tonight. So I'm looking forward to the Z9 and the new LG to see exactly how many nits these things can do full screen all the way down to 1% windows.
Beautiful.
So that's my takeaway right now.
Beautiful. Very
Maybe
good.
takeaways on the performance on how good that TV is, 8K? Worth the investment right now?
I think I'm going to withhold that information until tonight.
Very good. Okay, that's fair.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, I want to be thorough in what I do, so be on the lookout for those numbers and everything.
Very good. We'll post them on the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. That's it?
That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, it's 90J back here calling.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
All right, what else you got for us, Robert?
Well, let's see.
You are now Focal dealers?
We are Focal dealers, and we're loving Focal. And we also are Name dealers. Those are sister companies. Name is a very famous amplifier company out of France. Focal is a British company. And these two companies joined forces. This is world-class two-channel reference audio equipment. So yeah, we're loving those products. And we have a fair amount in stock, and we're demoing them in the store as well. It's not powered on, but that's the Name M33 two-channel amp.
Maybe.
Yeah, NAD, sorry, that's NAD. Thank you.
Which
We're
one?
NAD dealers also, thank
Yeah.
you. Sorry, none of these are powered on right now because we shut them off for the video demo.
And
But
we've got some, do Hisense? Oh, the TV is, but the projector
yeah,
is too, right?
that's correct. So here's some things I'm not allowed to talk about, so we're going to break it here right now.
Okay, well, you don't have to say it, you know that. Okay.
Well, Hisense has a new dedicated triple RGB laser projector, ultra short throw, the L9 series, that'll be launching here at our company next week. We have them coming in. We're the first dealers to get them. These are a dedicated red, dedicated green, dedicated blue, dedicated 3 laser projector. These are 4K projectors, HDR, high peak lumens, 3,000 nit peak lumens. They come with a screen in 100-inch or 120-inch. This is beautiful with very nice smart features built in and very good audio built in. This is a real high-end ultra short throw projection system. We're also going to be receiving the full allocation from Hisense on their new dual cell. This dual cell has a 4K LCD panel on the front, a 2K LCD panel behind it, sandwiched together to operate. The back panel operates as the local dimming zones. So it has 2.1 million local dimming zones, far more than any mini LED. And then behind that, there are very small thousands of LEDs to give it the backlight. So this is a dual cell LCD with a small LED backlight, tens of thousands of LEDs. On paper, the spec is outstanding. I've seen them in person, and they were just prototypes, but they were gorgeous. So again, Hisense is being very kind to us, and we'll have their dual cell LCD here next week, along with this new projector I leaked a little bit out to you on here. And we'll have all of that here early next week. Hope to invite Shane back for some early first looks at these beautiful new world-class. I'm very picky on selecting new vendors for our company, and it took me a long time to accept anyone outside of the primary 3 companies. But Hisense has earned it. There's nobody that has these specs in the industry. So they are really upgrading their company. They've got a fantastic management at that company in place, and they are doing world-class products. So look out for the Hisense that we'll be showing here, showcasing here in the next week.
Are they going to be in the shootout too?
They are. They are in the shootout, yes. And
So is there going to be separate 4K and 8K, or is it just all 8K?
there is. So we're doing our normal 4K HDR shootout with 4 brands this year of the new flagship TVs, and there'll be, I think, 6 or 7 TVs, because some brands have LCD and OLED. But it's the flagship models from these premium vendors. Right after we finish the 4K event, and we'll tabulate the ballots from the professional video experts, we'll be announcing the new king of 4K TV for 2021. We're going to immediately after that start an 8K shootout on the same day in the late afternoon of September 12th on Sunday. And we'll be tabulating those votes at the end and announcing the new king of 8K TV for 2021. We're going to put the 2 new kings of TV butt next to each other. We have Stacy Spears making us native 8K content that'll be dumbed down to 4K. We're going to show that content on both new kings of TV, the world's best televisions. And we're going to show 4K content up converted to 8K and natively 4K on the 4K TV. To answer that question do you see a difference with an 8K TV? We'll be the first to scientifically and accurately answer that question. Will we perceive a difference in the image quality? So we'll have that answer for you on September 12th in the late afternoon. For the first time, I've been asked for many years, on Monday, the day 2 of the TV shootout event, it's going to be converted to an ultra short throw shootout evaluation event. And we have all the major brands of the premium ultra short throw 4K HDR projectors that'll be lined up, butt up against each other with 100-inch screens. We'll be demonstrating them in high, medium, and low ambient light with lots of different test patterns and content. And we'll be declaring the winner of our this is our 17th annual TV shootout, but this will be our first ultra short throw evaluation event, and we'll be announcing the new king of ultra short throw projection on Monday, September 13th. So tune in for that, and you'll be watching those events live as it unfolds, live on Spare Change. youtube.com/spare change.
Awesome. Well, I guess we can wrap it up here. Right?
Very good. That's it for me, and I'll be monitoring any questions, and I'll be answering on this channel, so please tune in as well.
We'll have some updated specs.
And we'll have a lot of specs posted late tonight or tomorrow morning. Thank you all, and look forward to speaking with you as you have questions, email or call me. Thank you. That was great.
Yeah, that's good.